Okay, we're gonna react a video for the first time ever, actually. Oh God, it's a whatever. Just let's watch. Scoozers are dumb. By Tile
School is literally on fire. Flames everywhere, smoke filling the hallways, ceiling tiles falling, total chaos. What's your first move? Well, obviously, it's to line up in alphabetical order in a single file line. Like
You
you're going on a
have
field trip to the aquarium
to.
and not actively
Yeah,
being
I
barbecued.
used
School
to
drills are
do this,
ridiculous. I'm not just
but yeah, I used to do this, but half every single student like buses, and one of them pushes a student. A student.
talking about fire drills, I'm talking about all of them. Tornado drills, lockdown drills, earthquake drills, whatever other apocalyptic scenario your school decided you need to be ready for. I don't know who came up with school drills, but I'm convinced that whoever they are, they couldn't read a full page of a Harry Potter book if you asked them to. Because these drills just make no sense. Let's start with fire drills, because this is the one everyone knows. It's the OG drill. Fire drills are supposed to prepare us for the event that the school catches on fire, which honestly is a real possibility. Like, have you seen people in chemistry class? Students watch one episode of Breaking Bad and all of a sudden want to start trying stuff. One time in my chemistry class, this kid, who I won't say his name, but his name was Derek. Anyways, Derek decided that he was gonna see what happens when he mixes every single thing that's on the table in the same beaker. And I mean everything. Every chemical, every solution, every powder. The teacher wasn't even looking when
Oh my God! I'm sorry guys, but I don't have YouTube
and Derek just
video.
started pouring things into the same beaker like he was making a smoothie. So I'm watching this happen in slow motion, and I'm just like, Derek, what are you doing? Derek, stop. Derek. But Derek didn't stop. No, Derek never stops. And after a little bit, the beaker started smoking. And not just like a little bit, no, there was smoke surrounding the classroom. It was like, we need to evacuate the building type of smoke. So of course, the fire alarm went off. Not because of a drill, but because of Derek. And you know what the teacher said right when that fire alarm went off?
All right, everyone, line up at the door.
Line up at the door? Derek just created mustard gas, and you want us to line up at the door? But we didn't. We lined up.
It's so funny when he said mustard gas.
Like the good little boys we were, almost passing out, and we walked slowly out of the building, all while Derek's chemical weapon dispersed through the ventilation system. And from that day on, there would be points in time where whenever I stood up, I would just randomly get lightheaded. And this never happened before that day. So I'm convinced, because we had to line up in alphabetical order in front of the door, instead of just running out of that room as fast as possible, I got something wrong with me that day. Derek got suspended for 3 days for doing this, and he was pretty happy to say the least. The point is, fire drills are insane. First of all, let's talk about the fire alarm sound, because whoever designed that noise had one goal in mind, and that was to make students suffer. The alarm is so loud, it could wake someone's grandma up that's in a coma. It could shatter bulletproof glass. There'd be times where I'd be sitting in class at 8:30 in the morning, barely conscious. My eyes are half closed. My brain's running on like 2% battery, just trying to make it to lunch. And then suddenly, and my soul would evacuate my body before the building. You think you get used to it, but no, you never do. Every single time I heard that sound, it turned me into one of those chihuahuas that randomly shake the whole day for no reason. Why do they do that, by the way? And once again, the teacher would just go,
Okay, everybody, line up at the door.
and you're just like, what? Like our ears are hemorrhaging, and you want us to line up at the door, so just walking slowly, like a parade of zombies. I used to see kids walking out of their classes with their hands over their ears, trying to protect what was left of their hearing, and the teachers had the audacity to tell them to put their hands down.
Sorry, little Timmy. I know your eardrums are bursting right now, but I'm gonna need you to take your hands off your ears. Thank you.
What do we need our hands down for anyway? In case we need to catch the fire? Are we gonna high five all the other people who made it out?
Good job escaping the fire, bro. Yeah.
And here's the thing that really gets me. Here's what keeps me up at night. In a real fire, no one's walking in a single file line. If there's actual flames, actual smoke, actual real danger inside that building, everyone in there is turning into prime Derrick Henry. It's about to look like Olympic tryouts with the way students will be hurtling over desks, shoving grandmas out the way, doing whatever it takes to get out of there as fast as humanly possible. And that's not me being dramatic, that's just the truth. It's just survival instincts. This is what kept our ancestors alive when they were being chased by saber-toothed tigers. Shout out to all our ancestors, by the way. I feel pretty bad for them. They never got to doom scroll. And you know what else I don't understand about fire drills? Why do the teachers take attendance making sure everyone is here. Because if you're taking attendance on that grass while the school is burning down and you find out Kevin and Miles are missing, what's the plan then, huh? Is she gonna heroically charge through the flames to find Timmy, who's been in the bathroom for the past half hour? Nah, she ain't doing anything. So what was even the point of the head count? Just to have accurate records for the memorial service?
Oh, so it looks like we're missing 2 students. That's unfortunate. Anyways, does anyone have any questions about the homework?
And 9 times out of 10, if there is a student missing during a fire drill, odds are they just left school when they heard that bell ring and went to Taco Bell. But fire drills aren't even the worst ones. At least with fire drills, the plan makes some kind of sense. Get out of the building. Simple. The way they do it is flawed, but at least they're trying. Tornado drills, on the other hand, make absolutely no sense. Like, none whatsoever. Now, I don't know why we even did tornado drills at my school.
I honestly saw these drills. It's so stupid.
Considering the fact that I went to school in California, like the closest thing I've ever experienced to a tornado is when I went through a self-service car wash. But despite this, we had tornado drills multiple times a year, and the tornado drill procedure is absolutely wild. So the tornado alarm would go off, which was different from the fire drill alarm, but equally annoying. Sounded like a dying whale, pretty much. Very soothing. But instead of going outside like during a fire drill, this time everyone would gather into the hallway, and we'd get down on our knees, face the wall, and put our hands on the back of our head. That was it. That was the plan. That was how we were going to tornado by throwing it back in the hallway. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say what we're all thinking. If a tornado hits our school, we're all gonna be on the back of a. Like we ain't making it past. See us kneeling there and be like, "Ooh, they're in the tornado position." Nah, guess I'll leave them alone. They clearly know what they're doing. Like I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. If a tornado hits our school, we're all gonna be on the back of a milk carton the next day. Like we ain't making it past that. We're done. It doesn't matter if we're kneeling, laying down, doing a handstand. I'm not sure that people who created these drills know what a tornado really can do. A tornado will pick up your entire building and yeet it into the next county. I've seen it. Well, at least like on YouTube I have. And we couldn't even talk during these drills. Not at all. We had to be completely silent or else we'd get in trouble. And I get the logic behind that one, right? You don't want the tornado to hear you. Like it's gonna change direction if it hears Arnold yapping in the hallway. I wasn't gonna go over the school, but I'm pretty sure I just heard Johnny sneeze. Let's talk about the position. The duck and cover. The fetal position. The I've accepted my fate pose. You're telling me that if a tornado hits, the best I can do is curl up into a ball and wish for the best? What is it protecting? My neck? From what? Flying debris? Let me just tell you this. If the roof is collapsing and there's debris flying at me fast enough to hurt my neck, me putting my hands over it isn't gonna do anything. I feel recoil just when I give people high fives. So a piece of wood flying at my head at 200 miles per hour is going straight through my hands. But we practice it like it's gonna save our lives. Like this one simple trick is the difference between life and death. Matter of fact, has anyone watching this ever actually experienced a tornado at school and did this position? And if so, did it work?
Oh my god. Okay, guys, I'm gonna stop here. So yeah. Bye.